Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for our third and final video in the three-part series with Mobile National Cemetery. Enjoy. Child, Watson, U.S. soldier, and more of these very large oaks that have been here quite a long time. Lauren M. Howell, Corporal, Company I, 51 Massachusetts Infantry, unknown. Thomas C., son of Sergeant N. Lamb, USA. John W. Creel, Alabama. William H. Jack, First Lieutenant, Company D, 96 U.S. Colored Infantry. Thank you much for your service, sir. Unknown U.S. soldier. 9 unknown U.S. soldiers. This is Fred Spruill, Texas Cook, 224th Aero Squad, World War I, November 22nd, 1889 to November 14th, 1952. Joseph Lasser, Rhode Island, Private, 7th Cavalry, March 7th, 1897. Of course, I can't read them all. This is Lewis Chatterton, Corporal, Company G, 1st Michigan Engineers and Mechanics. Yeah, Indianapolis, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Sergeant Fred K. Geiser, USV. We have Charles M. Barton, Alabama PFC Company, for the Company I, 17th Infantry, 11th Division, World War I, February 17th, 1889 to June 6, 1934. '76 Illinois Volunteer Infantry, in memory of our heroes who fell at Fort Blakely, Alabama, April 9th, 1865, erected by the survivors of the regiment in 1892. We have U.S. Coast Guard John Reed. This is Carl W. McMahon, Captain, Company M, 123rd Infantry, 31st Division, USA, born Gainesville, Alabama, January 29th, 1886, died Mobile, Alabama, January 21st, 1922. Behold the upright man. Here we have Garmel Smith, Company I, 97th U.S. Colored Infantry. James Jones, Company C, 86th U.S. Colored Infantry. John Miller, Company K, 45th U.S. Colored Infantry. It would appear that this row here and this row here are all African American Union soldiers. Here we have R.J. McCullough, Company L, 1st Alabama Infantry, Spanish-American War. George W. Rouse, Company A, 8th U.S. Colored Infantry. These are all unknowns. Augustus Francis, Private, 96th Colored Infantry, February 11th, 1915. Here's Chauncey W. Barrett, Private, Company I, 3rd Vermont Infantry, born March 5th, 1845, died February 17th, 1915. This memorial is dedicated to the gallant crew of the CSS Horace L. Hunley and their commander, 1st Lieutenant George E. Dixon, Company A, 21st Alabama Infantry CSA, who perished during the attack on the U.S. Housatonic, February 17, 1864. This memorial is dedicated to the officers and men of the CSS Alabama who perished during the attack of the USS Kearsarge on June 19, 1864. Yeoman George Appleby, Steward A.G. Barletti, Cox Henry Fisher, Pay Stewart, Frederick John, Acting Surgeon David H. Llewellyn, Drummer Martin Mittick, F.N. Christian Pust, Seaman John Roberts, 3rd Assistant Engineer William Robertson, Carp William Robinson, Captain of Head H. Ustaker, Seaman Walter Van Ass, and W.R.B. David H. White. This memorial is dedicated to the U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps, and Confederate States Navy personnel who lost their lives in the Battle of Mobile Bay Civil War, August 5, 1864. And then this memorial marks the burial site of Union and Confederate soldiers who fought in the Battle of Coffeyville, December 5, 1862, some known by name, others known but to God. Private J.C. Barrett, Company B, 26th Mississippi Regiment. Private J.C. Eves, Company A, 23rd Mississippi Regiment. Private W.L. McFarland, Company C, 26th Mississippi Regiment. Private Henry Byers, Company C, 9th Arkansas Volunteers. Corporal Talbot Hart, Company A, 8th Kentucky Regiment. Private D.L. Newland, Company A, 23rd Mississippi Regiment. And Private George Slocum, Company C, 26th Mississippi Regiment. It even goes all the way back here. And so they're not forgotten. I mean, look, you're right up here. We have Glenn Matney, S1 U.S. Navy World War II, April 29th, 1925, December 2nd, 2001. Georgia Carlene Matney, SK2 U.S. Navy World War II, October 5th, 1922 to July 1st, 1999. Kermit G. Sinar Jr., Private, U.S. Army, Vietnam, August 10th, 1943 to June 5th, 2002. Willie D. Byrd, Jr., Private, U.S. Army, Vietnam, July 4th, 1954 to January 9th, 2003. Joseph D. Cole, A.B. Air Force, October 17th, 1942 to November 15th, 2002. Beloved father and grandfather. And Nicholas J. Walsh, Sergeant, U.S. Army, Vietnam, December 10th, 1942 to June 9th, 2002, Special Agent, FBI. Well, that's the first one of those I've seen. Korea World War II. Andrew Stewart, Alabama, PFC. MPC, World War I, December 8th, 1896 to May 15th, 1962. Charles Mann Pugh, Company M, 2nd Regiment, Alabama Infantry, Spanish-American War, March 31st, 1876 to October 6th, 1961. All right, here we are at across the street at the annex portion, the remainder of the National Cemetery here in Mobile. And there's one particular grave that I wanted to find. As all our servicemen and women are important, all of them deserving of our honor and respect. You know, we do have an award for those who go above and beyond, not only to protect us at home, but to protect their fellow soldiers and put themselves in harm's way. And that medal, the highest honor we can give them, is the Medal of Honor. And here we have John D. New, Medal of Honor, PFC, U.S. Marine Corps, World War II, August 12th, 1925, September 25th, 1944. Thank you very much for your service and ultimate sacrifice, sir.
For the conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his own life, above and beyond the call of duty while serving with the 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division, in action against enemy Japanese forces on Peleliu Island, Palau Group, 25 September 1944. When a Japanese soldier emerged from a cave in a cliff directly below an observation post and suddenly hurled a grenade into the position from which 2 of our men were directing mortar fire against enemy emplacements. PFC New instantly perceived the dire peril to the other Marines and, with utter disregard for his own safety, unhesitatingly flung himself upon the grenade and absorbed the full impact of the explosion, thus saving the lives of the 2 observers. PFC New's great personal valor and selfless conduct in the face of almost certain death reflect the highest credit upon himself and the U.S. Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country.
Confederate fortifications, 1861-1865, memorialized by Electra Sims Colston, chapter United Daughters of Confederacy, 1940. It appears this was part of the Confederate fortifications here in Mobile, maybe, or a replica of. Well, that'll do it for this walk here at Magnolia Cemetery and Mobile National Cemetery. Like I said in the beginning and throughout the walk, the location is very large and it's hard to actually try to see everything. So when I'm driving through, I just basically whatever catches my eye and show interest, and then I look around those particular spots. I try not to go into places where I have particular people in mind that I want to see, because I know for a fact, as you've seen in one of my previous videos, I miss people, and I don't necessarily want that to happen going forward. So the one person that I really wanted to see was Private New, because I understood he was buried here. I wanted to make sure that I gave him my proper respects. Everything else was basically driving through, something catching my eye, stopping, walking around, and finding that information after the fact. It gives me a little joy in being able to bring some light to those names, add some dates for those long forgotten. I think it's an ultimate respect to them for someone to be able to go through and actually take the time to do that. I would do it anyway, as I've said. Walking through cemeteries, creepy to some, but it's something I enjoy. And I usually gravitate to those way in the back, off by themselves type headstones that look derelict or don't look like they've had anybody there in many years, to try to give a little recognition to those people. So if you have the opportunity to come down to Mobile, Alabama, to the National Cemetery here, or to Magnolia, please do so. It's very beautiful. I wouldn't suggest doing it in August. It is quite hot. I would suggest early spring, maybe into the fall or winter time. So thank you very much for joining me on this walk. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I do read the comments and I do my best to respond to those. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If there's any places you would like for me to go, I'd be more than happy to do that. And we'll see you on our next walk. Have a blessed one.
Thank you for watching Cemetery Walks with Milvet. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like and notification button, and we'll see you back here on our next walk.